Guys, so my name is Beverlee and I'm starting this channel to try and discuss the issues that I have not only seen within my own life, but have been confirmed through research as both a sociology student and a woman with experiences as diverse as mine. You cannot really tell me a lot about privilege because unless you experience what it is like not to have privilege in certain areas, you're not going to understand the full depth of the problems. Now, I personally am a mixed race woman. My mother is black and native, and my father is white. So, my entire life, I have lived with what we call a dual consciousness, which means that people of minority identity switch how they act and how they talk when they enter white spaces. I have learned since a young age that my mother's family often understands what I am discussing when I come to them, but my father's family needs proof beyond myself, as if I would take it onto myself to make shit up. You know, I don't have the time for that. I have enough problems in my life. We all have enough problems. I totally get that. But the thing is that when you live with privilege, you don't exactly understand the full depth of some of these problems. And I'm just hoping that the disconnect is not so much people willingly just not caring about these people, willingly thinking they are less than, but mostly of a lack of information and a lack of acknowledgement. So as someone who lives a post-traumatic stress disorder, has been sexually assaulted multiple times, has a physically disabled mother, is black, white, and native, that perhaps I can bring my experience to you. I can take away your excuse when the next person discusses to you a problem that they have. You can no longer use, well, you're the first person I've heard with this problem, and so maybe it's just in your head. I've heard it a lot of times from what I've heard from other people, because I take a lot of what I've been told and incorporate it with my current perception. I am hoping I can explain to you how in-depth these problems are, how they are not just the fantasy of one single person, how they're not just made up. Now, some people want to call me a social justice warrior, some people want to say I'm a leftist. Come up with your own terms, I don't care. To me, I am a person who just wants equality for every single person, and I have seen my entire life that it is not the case. And I want to explain to you why these systems exist, how they work. Now, I plan to do this not only as just some random spokesperson, because I understand that I have no credibility for some of you, and so I am also a sociology student trying to go through and get a full doctorate to explain properly with academia, with research, what it is. Now, I see myself as a rational person. People tell me I think like a man. Now, even that right there is something that we need to discuss. But I don't want to really take away from this opening video. So right now, I just need you to understand that I am a person with both research and experience who is trying to broaden your perception of the world, because we are mostly limited to what we know ourselves. I am someone with friends from all over the world, with research from peer-reviewed articles, who is being published, and would like to enter politics because I want to be this voice. I have felt silent most of my life. I have felt a disconnect between myself and other people when I try to discuss my problems with them. Now I would like a chance to actually have these conversations, because I do believe that I'm well prepared enough. But you also have to understand that if you come at somebody with a question that you think is valid, there is the chance that you just don't understand. Now, I'm not trying to insult you. I'm not trying to tell you you're stupid or ignorant. Well, I guess in a way I am trying to tell you you're ignorant, but on this specific topic, I am telling you that you are lacking awareness. You are lacking the knowledge. That does not mean that you cannot be academically successful in a different area. However, I should be respected as an authority on this particular topic as both someone who has lived it and studies it. I would not expect you to accept my opinion when it comes to psychology, except I do use a little bit of basic psychology stuff that I've learned in school. But if it comes past the basic stuff, if it starts getting into extensive research-based discussion that I really should be proving myself with, I will use other scholars to prove my point because they are the experts on that. You would not accept my opinion on astrophysics. You would not accept my opinion on anything to do with anything that I've never touched. However, when it comes to social institutions, the social constructs and movements within our society, as someone who's both very familiar with the history for a lot of these systems, as well as firsthand experience, as well as academics, I am an authority on this. I should be respected as an authority because I earned it. You understand? And so, this is my start at building a platform, at creating the conversations, at spreading awareness. And I really hope that you come at it with an open opinion, because there have been times that things have come at me that I wasn't necessarily all right with in the beginning because I was clinging to things such as my Christianity background. I was raised Catholic, as well as the information that had been put into me by my white relatives. Now, they're not bad people. None of them are. I don't believe most of these people who participate in these systems of discrimination are inherently bad people. There are some. I will not deny that they exist. I have encountered some of them myself, but I believe most people are just misinformed. And I am here to spread the information through research, observations, and analysis to explain, perhaps, the things that you just didn't even think of. And the things that you just don't fully understand. My number one concern is that you don't understand that these conversations, though they are new to the mainstream media, and though they are new to white communities, they are not new to us. These conversations around LGBT rights, trans rights, I'm sorry, trans part of LGBT, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, but racial rights, like women's rights, like all the issues around feminism, intersectional feminism, every aspect of it, we just haven't had the proper platform to share the things that we think are important because they've been discussed commonly in our communities with the mainstream. You have to understand that the people in power are generally white men of Christian descent. This is here in the West, obviously. Like, you can find differences in different countries, but I am a Canadian, so I'm concerned with Western society, primarily. And they get to pick what goes on the news, right? We know this. That's why we have discussions about fake news. That's why we discuss all of the stuff that they hide when it comes to politicians like Clinton and Trump. It is not new to us. So we just need to take this information that we already acknowledge and I understand that it goes further past our personal understanding. I understand that I personally am limited as a human being. I have flaws. I am not perfect. But the thing about being progressive is that you listen. First off, you listen. And then you try and analyze it. You try to compare it to what you already know. And chances are, if you think someone is acting crazy, you just don't have a big enough picture of what is happening. You know what I mean? Like, I have privilege. I do. I can tell you right now that I am a white passing woman, and I have seen instances where I have been able to use my white passing to help people of color visibly through situations. I've seen it firsthand. And you might think that just my personal opinion is not enough. However, this is the time when academia needs to enter the conversation. Because through numbers, we validate each other. And if it's not just in my head, if everyone else out there with the same experience is coming across the same forks in the road, the same problems, there needs to be a serious discussion And it is time that we are listened to. We need to be acknowledged. So hopefully through some of the videos, and perhaps if you follow my Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr, I can actually expand your horizon a little bit. There is no shame in having made mistakes. We all make them. But it's time for us to move past that. We credit ourselves as humans as being better than animals. We do. Some of us even try so hard to discount what anthropologists have proven through connections of our society, our habits, and, for example, bonobos, other monkeys and apes and like stuff like that. All right, fine. If you want to take like a humanistic psychology perspective where we're all humans, we have our own choices, we think for ourselves, fine. Like, I mean, again, I'm not an expert in psychology or any of these other fields, so I will listen to you when it comes to that. But when it comes to the systems within society, you need to listen to me. Unless you can come at me with an equal amount of hours of research, then I'm sorry, I'm the one who's going to have to dominate this conversation. You don't mix an academic with an average Joe, you know? Opinions are only opinions unless they are proven to be theories. And to be theories, you need research. And theories should always outweigh opinions. Anyways, I'm Mother Beverlee. Talk to you soon.